So the question is, between the havarais, the pronunciations of Ashkenazim and Safardim, which is better? Which is more correct? Dangerous question. Let's say you have a ger, he's Megayer, he says, look, I can pick anything. Which one should I pick? You should pick the one that's closer. Which is most correct? So we have two tshuvas, one by the Minchas Yitzchak, Chelak Gimel Simin Tes, and one by Rabbi Ovadia Yosef in the Yabiyah Eimer, Chelak Vav Simin Yud Aleph. The Minchas Yitzchak was the head of the Eidah Chareidis, L'Kehila Ashkanazim, and Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, of course, is the Rishon LeZion for the Kehila of the Safardim. So why do they say which is the best language? Predictably, the Minchas Yitzchak says that Ashkenazish is closest to the truth, and Rabbi Ovadia Yosef says no, that the Havara Sfardit is closest to the accurate Havara. And they both bring Mekairais. Minchas Yitzchak brings from Yaakov Emden, from the Maharal. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef brings from many Mekairais. He writes that Rabbi Nosson Adler, who was an Ashkenazi, he himself trained himself to speak, to pronounce letters Havara Sfardit, so that he be more accurate. He brings an interesting raya. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef brings from Tzur Mishaloi. We know Tzur Mishaloi is supposed to rhyme. We say Tzur Mishaloi Achalnu Barchu Emunai. Then we say Savanu V'Haizarnu Kidvar. Now if you pronounce Hashem's name Adai at the end with Nai, like Safardim, it rhymes. Amunai and Hashem's name. The way we Ashkenazim pronounce it, it doesn't rhyme. Now, it's not a raya muchrachas. It's a raya, maybe the one who wrote Tzur Mishaloi was a Sfardi. But Al Kapadim, he says that there's an earlier makar for this. And Rabbi Ovadia Yosef goes so far to bring a fidah who says Havara Sfardit is the best Havara, and it goes through all the 12 Sha'arim in Shamayim. Not only through one, but through all 12. Rabbi Yaakov Emden writes in the Siddur Rabbi Yaakov Emden in the Sulam Beis Kale, which is his introduction. Rabbi Yaakov Emden writes, what objectively, if you want to say which is the best, he writes that a person that people have to be careful when they pronounce letters. Aleph and Ayin should not be the same pronunciation. Ches and Chav shouldn't be the same. We pronounce a Saf and a Samach the same. Libashteinu, it's a Busha. A Saf and a Samach are not the same. So in the letters, Ashkenazim are more in error than Safardim, who will make a difference between a Ches and a Chaf, or a Aleph and an Ayin. Ochein b'tenuos, Ashreinu v'tayv chalkeinu. But when it comes to the vowels, the Ashkenazim are more correct. Like Safardim, she'enu mavdilim and kamis lepatach. So he complains. He says the Ashkenazim are more correct in the vowels that we pronounce, that we make a difference in a chametz and a patach. Safardim are more correct in the way they pronounce the letters. If you think about it, modern Ivrit took from both the worst half. Modern Ivrit takes the vowels from the Safardim, and the letters from the Ashkenazim. So that in modern Sfardit, you have a combination. You have Aleph and Ayin are the same, and a Kametz and a Patach are the same. So go figure it out. But this is the way it evolved in Eretz Yisrael. A number of years ago, the Stipler put out a letter, which was subsequently published in Kraina Digrasa, asking Sfardim that they should, and by the way, I should mention that Rabbi Ovadia Yosef in his Tshuva is maskim, is maida, that the patach and the kametz, that to pronounce them the same is incorrect. Even though he says Havara Sfardit is superior in many ways, but the kametz and patach, he says, Loi, hamedagdikim, they don't pronounce kametz and patach the same among the Sfardim. The Stipler put out a letter asking that the Sfardim at least should pronounce Hashem's name properly. Not to say Ado and then to finish it with Nai. To say Noi at the end. He said because that's the Kedusha. The Kedusha, Rabbeinu Bechai says, Oisim Kodesh Chayil, because Adonai is used to refer to people. Hashem's name always ends with a kametz. He'll say, Safardim are going to say they're mixing two languages. There's no comments in Havara Sfardit. So the Stipler says it's not so, because Safardim pronounce certain words with a comments, like the word kol. Kol, they don't say kal, they say kol. There's certain places where a comments is pronounced. So the Stipler put out a letter asking the Safardim at least Hashem's name changed to the comments.